Got
Hey
it.
everybody, welcome to a special edition of Nain Shorts, even though it's not his short. Um we
And why
just
the hell are you? Why are you doing the intro? It's my intro, you
okay, go ahead, do
jackass.
your intro. Go ahead.
Totally. Welcome everybody to Nain Shorts. As you can see, we are still holed up in my house, and I'm sure you're asking yourself, what the fudge? Although maybe yours isn't quite as censored as mine, but I've been around kids, so you start censoring things. It's weird. But the reason why we are still holed up in Nain's place is because Nain got COVID or
Yeah, he
has
did.
COVID.
I told him not to
Anyways,
kiss
I
the
was
kid.
sick. Yeah, well, I wasn't gonna leave my baby alone on her birthday with COVID, so I hugged her. Okay, and that's what I got. I got COVID. I got sick, and I've been sick. I've finally out of the woods. I don't sound like I'm all nasally.
No, you do. You
So I'm
still
I'm a
do.
lot better. Yeah, yeah, a
Okay.
little bit, little bit. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm hearing
It's
it.
the camera. Maybe this is my voice from now on. Okay,
There you go.
maybe these are the thoracic scarring from COVID, and my voice will now be this umbra. But that's the reason why we're not doing this in person. We're not back at Physique Magnifique. Again, shout out to our home, 387 Grand Avenue, South San Francisco. Great, great place to be if you just want to do work, because some people do look or feel that going to the gym is work. It's something you put in effort to either look better, feel better, or whatever your goals are, but it's a place where professionals gather. Why we are there, I have no idea, other than the fact that the owners are wonderful people and they're super inviting and they open their home to anyone who's willing to, you know,
That's
do
right.
the work. And on that note, I really was looking forward to the beginning of this year, starting to do a lot of physical things, a lot of movement, a lot of exercises, and really dive into the process, specifically my process. Not so much the bladed mind. The bladed mind is what got me to where I am today. However, I have turned it into my own thing, and I take information and I regurgitate it my way. When I speak, people don't say, "Oh, you sound just like Rick," or "You sound just like Danny." There was a point a few years back where that was the case. I happened to take over a class on a Saturday. Both Rick and Danny were gone. And I think one of the comments that the owner, Jim, who owns the gym, said was, "Wow, it sounded like it was one of you guys there giving the class." And at first I felt a little proud, like, yeah, I know my stuff. But then we started kind of dissecting that comment, like, oh, it sounded like it was one of you guys here. I was like, wait, did I just sound like a carbon copy of my instructors? Was I just saying the words at the right time, at the right place, as they were given to me? Or did I really understand what was going on and those were the words that were needed at that time? And that's something that I want to start off. Unfortunately, this is how we're starting off the year, by asking that question to instructors. Those of you out there, are you a carbon copy of your instructor? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just want you to ask that question and wonder, really ponder to yourself, alone if you are isolated like me, or in front of people. Am I just repeating the things that I heard, that I was told, the things that I was conditioned to say? Or do I truly understand what was said and I can now re say it my way? Because I will not teach like Rick does. I cannot teach like Rick does because I am not Rick. I cannot teach like Danny. A lot of great information, a lot of the same ideas are conveyed, but the way that we go about it is completely different from one another, night and day. And that's what I've loved about the bladed mind, is because Rick tells me the same thing one way, and then Danny says the same thing a different way. it's the same lesson, but I get so much more from it because each person gives their own personal inflection, their own flavor to the whole concept. And isn't that how a lot of these arts were created? Two arms, two legs, that's all we really have. But yet you have arts that are specifically focused on joints, on locks, on breaks. Then you have some arts that are specifically for striking, with is just the fist, some that incorporate the elbows. These are all derivatives of the same movements that are being focused because somebody said, hey, you know what? I want to work on the joints. I like judo, I like jujutsu, but I want to do something different with it. Hey, the people here aren't listening to me. I'm gonna go to Brazil and teach somebody over there, and all of a sudden we have BJJ. I mean, these are the way that the process in which these arts are created, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that is somebody taking their interpretation, their understanding it, and going in a whole different direction with enough of the concepts of the good stuff, the foundation there, that it works, because ultimately that's all that matters. Does it work? If it does, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then you go back to the drawing board. And for me, this works. Saying things my way, my interpretation, that's how it is. And what we want to do with the Nain shorts is show you these exercises, but more importantly, talk about the process that went on in my head, and not just the blatant mind influences, but
You
the
must have a
influences
whole
from.
week to yourself that you're coming up on really, really good stuff here. I'm like blown away. I'm like, what the hell?
I know, it's like I'm reading a script, right?
Yeah, you had a lot of time to think, didn't you? Holy crap! Who are you, and what did you do to Nain?
The awesome thing about everything that I've just said right now is off the cuff. It's not scripted. It's not something that I took time to say, oh, I'm going to say this part, I'm going to say this part, I'm going to say. It is just the things that I think are important to say, because these are the things that I'm passionate about. Learning about as much as I possibly can from as much different sources as I possibly can, because that's how you're going to get a well-rounded understanding of things. You pull from the same place all the time, it's going to get stagnant. There's only so much you can do with it.
That is correct.
You know, you yourself, Rick, have admitted how much the other arts that you've done in the past have influenced your growth
Oh
and
yes,
the
yeah,
things that you
definitely.
teach me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Mine's is a culmination of years of different things. I mean, that's literally what that became. All those
And
stuff
the
that I used in the
fundamental of
past.
it,
Yeah.
which I just thought of now, is always back to the whole security guard mentality, right?
Yep. Yep.
Because it always boils down to the safety of it. And then
Yeah.
with Danny, he's more about the art of it, because that's what intrigues him. He's an engineer and artistic at that sense. So he wants to set up something that's systematic. He wants to put together a curriculum that goes along that way, which I'm so looking forward to reading. But you're more on the, okay, this I need to use on a daily basis, and you're too fucking lazy. Sorry, you're too lazy to do any of that. You're just like, hey, if it works, great. That's what I'm gonna use.
There you go. I mean, why fix it if it's not broken?
And
Ish.
that's your, yeah. Well, that's your take. You're like, look, the common denominator is me. So as long as I get me, right, and understanding what it is that I need to or not do in any given situation, you're good.
But the other part of that is also not just. I mean, yeah, there's the me thing about it, but I also have to look at the actual students and how I have to interpret what they're giving back to me after what I've said. I mean, did they
Mm.
really understand what I was talking about, or are they just agreeing because I'm the guy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Those empty eyes just nodding. Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
get what you're saying. I get what you're
they have
saying.
no clue.
But how do you gauge that then? How do you then evolve your perception of the student?
You gauge that by their movements
Mm.
because that's the giveaway. They're either going to look like they really know what they're doing, or they're going to look like crap, and you have to figure out which is which. I mean, I mean, you know,
Uh,
a con man knows a con, that kind of thing. I mean,
right.
you look at it and say, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't really know what you're doing. Here, let's fix that.
So it kind of sounds that you have to be proficient at BS to be able to call it on other people.
Well, yeah, not in so many words, but the idea that you have to look at the student, and if they're moving
Right.
just to move, you have to know the difference between moving just to move or moving with purpose. You
So
have
then
to
it's really
understand.
understanding the purpose.
Yeah, I mean, are they doing all these fancy things that don't amount to really anything, or are they
Right.
doing the basic, simple stuff but amounts to everything? I
Right.
would rather have somebody do 1 and 11 uh, all day long and have it in a perfect way than them trying to do all these other fancy Abanicos and blah 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 when it doesn't even look like it would connect or even hurt anybody when they're doing it. So, yeah, I mean, they give themselves away. I mean, and hopefully you catch it so that you can rectify that.
Well,
But
you have to look for it. I mean,
yeah, and you have to understand, how how they're understanding what you've given them. That's the part.
mhm.
When you say something and they do it, were they doing it because of what you said or because of what they understood about it? There's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big change.
Yeah.
Hmm.
How they understood and how you gave is two different things. And
Right,
then you have
right.
to understand why did they get it that way? Yeah.
No, and it feels like a big part of that, and I think that's where we are in Nain short, is that transitional period where, as a student, whether you're an instructor already, you're always going to be a student. There's always more to learn. Do you really understand your process? Do you
Right.
know why you see things the way that you do, the way you interpret that information? And if that's the case, because I found this, and this being true in life in general, the better you understand how you process information, the easier it is to see how other people process information
Correct.
and how and why they take what they do. Okay,
Correct.
it's a good place to be. So, folks, that's where we're at.
Exactly. So in the next couple of weeks, depending how things go with this, COVID things, Naina and I are going to be taking a trip to Hawaii to go and do some
Yeah.
interviews over there. We have 3 lined up, so that's going to be pretty exciting. Can't wait to get out there. So I got confirmation from the 3, so we're good. Yeah, and if we can find some street vendor,
Awesome.
maybe we'll talk to that person too.
Now some surfers.
Yeah, some surfers would be a lot of fun. We could work that out. So
Oh, yeah.
we've gone to explaining why we haven't been on the show. What else you got before we get out of here?
Oh, why we haven't been on the show?
No, I mean obviously we know why, but what else do you got? You have anything else to let everybody know? I mean, you got a bun in the oven or anything?
Oh, I took a test this morning. I'm not pregnant. I am missing a mustache because I'm pretty raggedy during the time of
I
COVID.
did notice that, and I
Um,
didn't want to make mention until you did. Now we're gonna
yeah,
have to
no,
do whiteout on the picture behind you.
I'm not doing this anymore. This is bad. Like, time I shaved and I was like, never again. I'm trying to I'm gonna keep my mustache a bit better this time around, so doesn't this look doesn't come up again, because it's pretty bad. I don't like it at all.
And I was gonna say that you look a little chunkier because of it. You look
Yeah, a
rounder.
little, yeah, and
Yeah, your face looks
which is
rounder.
weird because I've lost weight. I got thinner.
That's right.
Um, yeah, we'll see the full body later. We'll do a
No, we don't want to
reveal.
look. I don't need to
No,
see it.
Ah,
No,
no, with shorts.
I'm good. I'm good.
But I understand what my daughter said because they're like, yeah, you can't shave your mustache anymore. And I was like,
No,
why? It's 'cause you look like an 8-year-old boy. And I was like, oh, it's kind of gross. My daughter said that.
of
Both of
course he
them.
did.
Yeah, of course. So they were
They're
like, ew.
intelligent. They're
Yeah,
intelligent, unlike
sadly.
their dad.
I don't know who they get it from, I swear.
Probably for sure not you.
No comment. No comment on the other half of that conversation. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. But I was really looking forward to the year. I mean, but I guess it's come full circle, folks, because COVID was the reason why we started Colleague Conversation, why we're doing Nain Shorts. It's what spawned all that. It was the boredom that came from not being able to do anything and still wanting to train and necessity and all that. This was created, and now COVID is the reason why we
We
cannot
can't do
move
it.
forward.
How funny is that?
So I don't know if this is the universe saying, hey guys, you've had a good run, but
Oh no, we're not done yet. I promise.
good. We're not giving up without a fight, though. We
That's right.
really we're really not.
I have to throw
So
him under a bus.
yeah, that would be, well, I drive a bus, so I
There
don't know
you
how
go.
that's gonna work.
I'll throw you in front of your own bus.
So, there I'll put a wig on you and we'll say you're my stunt double.
There you go. Awesome. I like it. All right, you want to close this out?
Yes, folks, thank you so much for watching. For those of you, diehard fans, which there's a few of you. I know there are at least one or two that have stated that they've missed these episodes. We're very sorry for not being able to provide your fix of Nain and Rick's stupidity for this particular week. Hopefully this is some makes up for a little bit of it, but we will be back as soon as we are completely cleared, and by we I mean me. And once I'm completely cleared, we will be back. We will be doing interviews. We will be doing Nain Shorts on a regular basis, and we have no plans to stop. Hopefully, we get more viewers, we get more donations. But for those of you who have been loyal, thank you very, very much. We appreciate you. We will make an effort to get the content to you as quickly as we can.
Oh, and then also in
But
the near future in June, we are working on a seminar that's going to feature some of our previous guests. So look out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
oh yeah, we'll make an episode of it.
Oh yes, definitely.
But no, we do have a few things in the works. Definitely that we will be having another appreciation picnic this year, because this isn't possible without you, without the guest.
Oh,
So
and I have another good.
oh,
I have another thing that we want to mention because we did talk about this last year regarding the Bruce Lee Museum in Chinatown that's going to be coming up. And we
is
weren't sure
that a
whether we
go?
were going to get it. And that is a go. We're there. So we're just waiting for the. I do know that they had to push back the date of the opening.
Uh-huh.
Um, because of COVID. But as soon as that thing goes, we're in.
We're in
So
like sin. Yes.
yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Dude, is it weird that I'm already trying to like figure out what outfit I'm gonna wear? Because I'm geeking out, man. It's the opening of Bruce Lee Museum in Chinatown,
We are
and
Bruce
we
Lee,
get to interview the
all
guests,
kinds
the
of people.
family.
Yeah, well, the family and a bunch
Oh
of
my
his close
God,
friends and other people that that they're gonna throw our way. So and we're gonna try to do a once a month thing with that group. So that'll be a lot of fun.
that is gonna be so much fun. That
Yeah,
is,
looking forward
and
to that one.
I am so looking forward to that. That might be even better than the movie premiere.
There you go. Oh, that's right, our movie premiere. That
Ah,
is.
you saw it. You like that,
I like the segue. That's should be done by March, from what I understand. I spoke with
Yay.
the director, and he's looking at March. He says he's trying to get the sound and stuff, and they say that's a longer process. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that is also in the works. We got a lot of stuff
I,
going on.
I'm gonna pat myself on the back and say that the focus of that movie was always the dialogue of you, the woman and the child in the car. That was always the big, emotional aspect of the movie. But screw that. The fight scenes kind of kicked ass and, and took over.
Yes, you actually get to see Nain knock me on my ass. So there you go. He's finally
And I
done.
say that because that's the only part I'm in. I'm only in the fight scene.
He was there for
All the
one reason.
voice I do is dubbed.
Yeah. He was there for the one reason of getting to knock me on my ass. So now he can
Yeah,
officially
pretty
say he
much.
did.
Oh man, I wish we could show the behind the scenes stuff of that because
And I just might do. I just might do
you
it.
might. Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll ask for
Because
permission. We'll see what we can do. It'll be a lot of fun.
but folks, we have a lot of stuff lined up. We were not giving up. Damn this, whatever sickness it is, but we will overcome it. We will get the content out. So please, thank you and be patient. Till next time, it's been
Oh
Nain
no, wait!
Shorts.
Before
Oh,
you go away, let's do a plug for us that we need your help and more of your support by donations, folks. The shows that we do and the places that we go and the things that we have to get done um, is out of pocket. We're running out of pocket money, so
we've never had pocket money.
Oh, that's true.
No, no. There's a folks. We do work. We have 40-hour weeks that we put in, and a lot of that money does go back into the show. I'm a single father, 2 kids.
There you go.
Not an easy life.
That's right.
Rick is old and poor. I
A lot
pay
of
for
medical
half of his
bills.
meals.
A lot of medical bills.
Old people drugs are expensive.
That's right. I haven't qualified for my AARP yet, so I'm working on it.
He's not. He's old enough. He's just not old enough.
That's right. All right. Send us out of here. Get us out of here.
What the hell was that? I mentioned it like 5 minutes ago. I didn't
I
quite
know.
go as heavy in it.
All right. I won't add
Yes,
anything else. I won't add anything else. Go ahead and say goodbye.
your support definitely helps. So till the next one, when we're finally in person, this has been Nain Shorts with special guest Rick Ramos's fat head. Till then, 3, 2, 1, cut.
Oops, wait a minute. Wrong button.